what I think were the largest influences. So I'd have to start with Neil Young, because when I first started playing guitar, it was because my friend wanted to play Heart of Gold in the talent show. I always found that there was intention in Neil's soloing, the way that there's a melody and there's forward drive. That always appealed to me long before I even played guitar. After discovering a couple great records that Tony Rice and Norman Blake made, Norman was a little more, it was easier for me to sort of figure out what he was doing, and I liked the style of it. Like, I liked Doc Watson. Norman had a real sort of, his harmonic sense, his sort of inventiveness really appealed to me, and we're super fortunate to have become friendly with Norman. I certainly have to include Bob Dylan because he's probably my favorite artist. Played a lot of different styles of guitar and a lot of different sort of styles of songs, and he plays harmonica in this incredibly free way. I always kind of wanted to play guitar like that. There's this moment on Kinda Blue, I think on So What, on the first record, where Coltrane comes in with the solo, and on his harp he's basically going and playing the exact same shape and bending these things and doing this sort of microtonal stuff. And it makes no difference to me if it's easy to do on harmonica and hard to do on saxophone. All that matters is the sound and the emotion of it. Chet Baker had an ear to a certain kind of sound. He has an amazing sense of how to never let things resolve too much and also never let them get too dissonant. On the top of one of our records, I wanted something that had a certain kind of pull and sound, and it's in this key, and I just liked this because it just goes long to me, and I see something when I hear that. I immediately get this sense of landscape. But Chet Baker was a big influence as far as listening to the way he constructed his lines and how he used dissonance. As far as thinking about textures for songs and the sort of the visual aspect of, like, maybe not using your guitar to sound like a guitar, just using it to serve the music. I always thought that Johnny Marr from the Smiths was a master. I loved that the tracks and the way they layered multiple guitar sounds and did stuff, the songs always were really served by it. And he's a great guitar player, but that isn't going to hit you over the head. My first guitar teacher, whose name was Jerry Sylvia, he was a huge influence on me. He had people who came over the house for his business, and he would ask me if, he would say, okay, now you need to play this for this person. And I'd have to sort of go into this space and realize, okay, this thing that I just learned, it's music and it has a purpose. It's supposed to entertain, and it's supposed to, it's for other people. And I think has always stayed with me and given me a sense of, gave me a way to think about the audience that was always, I always liked being on stage, but I always feel like the whole point of it is for the people out there to have a good time.